I had to work in the office today, and of course the bus I would normally catch didn't show up, and now the backup bus didn't show up, and my backup bus isn't here for another hour. Of course, it's on the hottest day, and I gotta catch a trolley and walk a mile home. Well, more than a mile, which isn't too far, but I wasn't ready for a walk, and I'm gonna get home an hour and a half late. So that's fun. It's like 6:10, and the bus would only be picking me up downtown by now. I took the trolley, and I walked about a mile by now. Probably got about 3/4 of a mile left to home. I'm wondering if the bus is gonna beat me there, or if I'm gonna get there first. Picked the wrong day to get 2 hours of sleep and wear black. It's freaking bright out. Look at this goofy looking house. Why is it so weird looking? I've never seen a shape of a house like that. Looks like I beat the bus home by a few minutes. I could have just waited, but you know, a walk is nice once in a while. Ooh, I passed out when I got home. It was so hot. I didn't think it was that bad. I think it was that bad until the last like 5-10 minutes when I was walking exclusively in the sun, and it was just beaten down and I got overheated. I came home, fell asleep for a bit, and just have not felt good since. I just wanted to share like the frustration with using the public transit lately. The public transit has been reliable to me in the past. I used to be near the South Hills Junction, which every single bus goes through and from the South Hills in Pittsburgh. And nowadays, when I go to catch the bus to come home when I have to work downtown, a good 10-20% of the time, the bus doesn't show up. And now the only way to find out if the bus isn't going to show up is having to dig through Port Authority's Twitter and see if there's any post about a bus at a certain time. Today, you know, it was my bus and the next bus were missing, and the next one wasn't for a whole another hour. Now, as you saw earlier, I got home about the same time the bus was going to get there anyway, but I don't want to stand around for an hour. There's nothing to do downtown for me besides go back to work. At that point, by the time I get back, I'd be leaving again. The Port Authority has struggled to fulfill positions for the past year because of the pandemic. Not only because of the pandemic, but because, you know, filling those positions is tough. Shortage is further driven by the shortage problem in the Port Authority has been exacerbated by their requirement for vaccinations for their drivers. A lot of them, you know, really are against it. I don't quite know why, but the workers have a right to argue it for a while because they are in a union with the Port Authority, and so they can not work for months. And so now, when somebody needs to call off or has an emergency, that whole route is ruined, and sometimes that might be 2-3 routes in a row. Now, that's what happened to me today. It was very frustrating. It had to be the hottest day, of course. I don't know why every single time I need to go downtown, it's the hottest, rainiest, most miserable days. But, in a way, I'd kind of rather be home for those. For the nice days, that is. Now, something that's frustrating with the Port Authority and this shortage is that they are doing a name change for some reason. People assume that Port Authority means boats. Now, there are a lot of boats in the city. I'm sure Port Authority also helps with those. Since there's 3 rivers in Pittsburgh, there's a lot of boat activity, and I'm sure the Port Authority has a say a little bit in what happens with those. The Port Authority has a frustrating situation because they decided on a name change. And that name change is going from Port Authority to Pittsburgh Regional Transit. Now, I know that everybody that lives here and has lived here will continue to call it PA Transit or Port Authority, regardless of what their name is. It's like there's like an outdoor stadium here in Pittsburgh, and a lot of people call it Star Lake, but it hasn't been Star Lake in 20 years or something like that. Now it's Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Pavilion, I think. I think they may even have sold it since then. But it's a similar thing where people think that the problem is the name or something, where they could be putting all this effort into improving the routes and divvying them up. Now, I know that they intend to reduce the routes and make them more spread out, which might work for this situation that I dealt with today. But you still, I think, have the problem of people calling off and missing days. And you know, more power to people calling off. You should use your days. The problem is, you know, everybody that relies on you kind of suffers. And again, it wasn't a major suffering. You know, I was just home an hour and a half later than I normally would be, which kind of ruined the night and kind of changed the video I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the second part of the audio that I talked about yesterday. But instead, here I am complaining. Yeah, get your crap together, Port Authority. Train your bus drivers not to hit the curbs. No joke, I have one bus driver and he hits the bus off of the curb every single day. At least once, most of the time twice. And it's just like, you're hitting these same roads that you have driven before. You should know how to drive this bus without hitting the curbs by now. It looks like you've been doing this for a while. All in all, today was a little frustrating. I wanted to complain, make some cool shots, and just kind of actually vlog about something instead of doing a topic. Today was a pain. Hoping to catch up on sleep tonight. That's why this is also why I'm doing this one, so I can have a little bit less details. If you watched this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And see you in the next one.